Welcome to Pathway to Success. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Hunter. And this evening, we have a very interesting guest. He's going to inspire you all. He was born in the beautiful island of Jamaica. That's where I'm from. But he was born in St. Anne.
Yeah.
That's where my parents are from. I'm the one from Kingston, anyway. And Mr. Miguel Authors, he's a business coach, he's a philanthropist, management consultant, and motivational speaker. Um, he's also a former group director of operations of tours at Sandals Resorts. That's across several
Yeah.
different islands.
That time was about 7 different islands. Yeah.
7 different islands. Wow, that's a powerful position to be in. Gordon Butch Stewart, may his soul rest in peace.
Amen.
And he has also served in the military as a lieutenant, also, and a part of the Combined Cadet Force.
Yeah.
He's currently pursuing a master's degree in business administration and a master's in divinity. He's currently writing, as a matter of fact, yes, he's currently writing 2 books also, The Audacity to Talk. Maybe that's from the military. And I Am That I Am. On another book, Perfect Love. Mr. Miguel authors has great skills and knowledge of the tourism industry and continues to enhance his success. He has received a letter of commendation from the Postmaster General of Jamaica in 2005. He launched also Zipline Adventure Tours in 2008. He also received the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association Best Attraction of the Year award in 2010. Best attraction. Was it you being the attractive point or what? I'm going to give you a chance to clarify that one.
Sure.
He also launched the River Bunkin Adventure Tours in 2013, launched Jamaica First Golf and Jerk Festival. Oh my word, I'm very upset he didn't invite me. In 2018, operationalized Jamaica's only free public access urban park and beach facility in 2021. Mr. Miguel Authors,
Yes, sir.
great having you.
Pleasure
The
to be
Pathway to Success.
Thank you.
Looking sharp.
Thank you, sir.
Tell us a little about yourself, what your life was growing up as a boy, and what inspired you to choose these career paths that you have stepped in, you have walked.
The answer to that is easy, and it actually ties back to the book that I'm writing, The Audacity to Talk. My father is my inspiration. Unfortunately, is right now missing, presumed dead. But while he was in my life, I call him Superman. He was in the military as well, and he was always about results. He says the proof of the pudding is in the eating.
Yes.
Anybody can say anything, but when you get it done, that's where the results are. He's a stickler for time, stickler for excellence. And it goes into, and just to give you a hint of what the book talks about, really is the audacity to talk to yourself, self identity, self value, because everything comes back to that. You have domestic violence and somebody beats somebody up, kills them because they got disrespected. But if they understood that the truth is, if you value yourself enough, someone disrespects you, killing that person doesn't fix it. It doesn't prevent the next person from killing you. I mean, from hurting you, right? And my father taught me that. Value yourself. Even when nobody's looking, get it done. It's not about what people see, it's about what you know. So that's where it all started.
Great foundation. I like the morals, the principles that he taught you.
Mm.
And so this propelled you also to decide to pursue the getting involved in the Jamaica Defense Force.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, I was discharged medical reasons, but I continued as a lieutenant in Jamaica Combined Cadet Force, which is a part of my ethos, my mantra, to give back. Because at the end of the day, who are we unless we give back? You get the education, you achieve all these things in life. Then what? What about the next generation? And that's what's plaguing Jamaica right now. The haves really don't care about the have-nots. And it's not just about material things. We're talking about knowledge, understanding, and wisdom.
Yeah.
We have persons who have made it out of the system and they're not giving back that knowledge. How do you advance?
Yeah.
Give somebody a helping hand.
I like that. But then you moved forward from there and became director of operation
Yes.
of tours at Sandals Resorts. It's the number one resort in the Caribbean.
Yes.
What was it like? I mean,
It's
I've never
interesting.
been to Sandals myself. I've always said when I go to Jamaica for vacation, I'm going to stay at Sandals. What was it like being the operation director of tours, Sandals, and you were a tour over several different islands.
Yeah, responsibility for 7 islands. You know, I always say to people, you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Mhm.
As my father again, right?
Okay.
So it's important to have good foundation, right? Interestingly, my career started out with Sandals as a night auditor.
Hmm.
Yeah. And for those who don't know and understand what a night auditor is, it's that person who comes in after the day shift has left. You come in at 11 and you're responsible for reconciling all of the front office books. You know, everything that the gift shop did, everything that the housekeeping, everything in the restaurants, you reconcile it and you act as the receptionist, the telephone operator. So it was a good starting point. I saw a lot of gaps in that opportunity. And persons would come in because it's at night, nobody's supervising you. They would just sleep off, do any little thing. And I went on a mission to start fixing things. I started to create reports and inform the morning managers. I'd leave notes for them on this. I started to get recognized, and that led to an opening. I left, they called me back when there was an opening for environmental health and safety manager. Didn't have any training in it. And because of the diligence that I executed, that's why I say you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Write that recommendation for yourself. Don't depend on somebody to write it for you. It's what you do that counts. Um, my second day of being an environment health and safety manager, we had a major guest incident. For confidentiality reasons, I can't go into the details.
Right.
But needless to say, the report that I wrote became the standard report used across the chain for some time. So it was these small decisions that became notable and um, opened the door. I became known as the person to address challenging issues. When there was, for example, my latest assignment to the golf course, there was a deficit there. They needed some improvement in customer service, and it was a challenge. I was sent there. At that location, as you mentioned, I launched the very first Golf and Jerk Festival in Jamaica and in the Caribbean, to my knowledge. And the reason why that happened was because golf is not a very popular sport in Jamaica, but food is. So I said, why not put jerk and golf together?
Like that.
And we set up jerk pans on each of the 18 holes. Well, not all the holes, but across the golf course. And we had a festival, we had a tournament, and we invited the community and we had some fun. And at the root of it, we had, or I should say, the main focus was raising funds for a junior golf clinic that would enable youngsters to experience golf and get scholarships. So it's all about giving back.
That's so commendable of you. I like your foundational start. Your father
Yes.
implemented great values in you
Right.
and such words of wisdom which you acted on. Um, but what inspired you to become successful? Well, to help others. And what inspired you?
My father.
Your father.
Because think about it. If he didn't pour into me, when I looked at everything else happening around me, there were fathers who didn't care. Oh, drinking,
Mhm.
didn't provide. And I saw, I reaped the benefits of it, so to speak. So it just motivated me to pass it on, pay it forward. And based on the standards that he set, I didn't have a choice.
So I'm very this is inspirational because you started out as a night auditor.
Yes.
then there another opportunity
Came
came.
up, and it just the other one just came after that as well. Like I said, do everything you're doing with diligence. Eh? Don't think about doing it because you want somebody to see you. Make yourself your own accountability partner. Eh? If you need to be at work at 8, be there from 7:50. Yes? Don't get there for 8 and feel like you have arrived. You've just stolen the person's time. Because by the time you punch in and set up, 15 minutes has gone, right? And it's this type of slacking behavior that is accommodated, especially in certain areas of our country, Jamaica and throughout the Caribbean. And when we see Jamaicans come to America, they perform beyond everybody else.
Oh yeah.
So it's not that they don't have the ability, but I think it's just remnants of slavery and the feeling that, look, we've been through so much that we can take it easy now. Yeah, man, Jamaica, no problem. No, there's a problem, right? Laziness. Eh? These youngsters with their pants on off their buttocks hanging and exposing different things. If they knew what it meant in prison, they would stop it.
Yeah.
They want something for nothing. That's not that equation doesn't exist in the universe.
So
Nowhere.
so these young men now, that's why you're on this program, to inspire them,
Absolutely.
because your story is so inspirational.
Thank you.
Who are some of the have you ever meet any superstars, whether you're movie stars, any famous persons,
Right.
whether locally from
Right.
the island or from the US or different
I mean,
countries?
well, I've met, and to be fair, not necessarily go up and shake their hands, but they come at the golf course. You really don't want to invade the space. You understand service is about confidentiality and discretion. We've had Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bill Clinton, when he was president. We've had Danny DeVito at the golf course, um, at Sandals Resorts. Name the superstars, they've been there. Jennifer Lopez, all of them. And you see them, you know. So what rings true, and particularly for Sandals or Creed is, or Credo, you say, is give the guest more than he or she expects,
I like
right?
that. I
And it
like that.
rings true because they come and they get exceptional service. And that's something I've taken on in my personal life. You know, not to say, hey, I'm going to take you X, Y, and Z, but you just take the person and give them an experience. You know, give them more than he or she expects.
I like that. What motivated you? Because you've learned so many things. I like the Golf and Jerk Festival.
Mhm.
I'm hoping that you will continue that
Oh,
one.
yes, oh, yes.
But
It's something that's continuing now, even as a legacy. Yeah.
that's good. That's good.
Right.
So you have
Every year.
created a legacy,
Yes.
but also you have been recognized by the Postmaster General of
Right.
Jamaica, which is a tremendous honor
Right.
to be recognized in 2005. Then you launched Zipline Adventure Tours.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that. Zipline Adventure Tours, and then you launched also another tour, the
Right.
Bunking Adventure
River
Tours.
Bunking Farm. So I launched it on behalf of the persons who were the brainchild, the investors, but I operationalized it. I brought it out of the ground from scratch. And why I love doing this with business, it gives the opportunity to create the culture. And the culture that I believe is going to be successful in any business is consultative management. Too many times as leaders, we believe that what we say goes, when the person on the ground knows what's happening. And they listen to you talking all of this nonsense. And because you're not listening and empowering them, they allow the business to go down. I'll give you a perfect example. When I operationalized Zipline Adventure Tours, I allowed the guides who I trained to design the tour. I asked them, what do you think is missing from tours now? Them say, sir, they have no Jamaican flavor. The people them come to Jamaica, they want to experience Jamaica, and you're giving them American food. So we started cutting up sugar cane,
Right.
pineapple,
Mhm.
right? We got allspice. We labeled the trees. We made it our own. Eh? We cut bamboo straws. So we didn't use plastic straws. We went into the bush and started carving out bamboo straws, give them some jelly, and we talk about it. We use patois, we teach them patois, we even show them how to dance. And in 2 years, never been achieved by any tour. 2 years after launch, we were voted the best tour in Jamaica.
Wow,
Based on a
congratulations.
consultative management approach. And if leaders, even our governments, would engage civil society, really engage us, and allow us to not only not only hear what they're saying, but to actively participate in the change, wonders.
Wow, we're having a great time on Pathway to Success with the influential Miguel author, business coach, philanthropist, management consultant, and motivational speaker. We're going to take a short break and then we're going to come back to the next segment with more.
There's a new sports bar and grill in town, Tasty Soul Food Sports Bar and Grill. Join T-Dog and all his celebrity friends for the grand opening on Saturday, May 1st, beginning at 2 p.m. It's a grown and sexy vibe with 80s and 90s R&B music, served with Tasty's great tasting menu, offering Tasty's burgers and fries, Tasty shrimp, salmon, oxtails, mac and cheese, collard greens, smothered pork chops, potato salad, lemon pound cake, and so much more. And T-Dog is bringing out all his celebrity friends. And the only way you're gonna know who's there is by coming by T-Dog's all-new Tasty Soul Food Sports Bar and Grill. Join us for the grand opening on Saturday, May 1st at 2 p.m. 3770 Northeast 3rd Avenue, Pompano Beach. It's a grown and sexy vibe with 80s and 90s R&B music. Call and place your order now at 954-953-8856. A Tasty's experience is what you deserve. Tasty Soul Food Sports Bar and Grill, home of the lemon pepper and sweet and tangy fried ribs. Due to COVID restrictions, mask must be worn upon entering the building.
Yeah. Talking about the books
Just
here.
bring it up and I'll read it.
Yeah. Welcome back to Pathway to Success. We have the business coach, philanthropist, and management consultant, Mr. Miguel Authors with us, and we've been having a great time
Yeah.
with him on set. After you were at Sandals, you left from Sandals. Now you're walking into becoming an author.
Yes.
What really inspired you? The topics that we looked at briefly. The topics of the first books that you.
So the topic, audacity to talk, really is inspired out of my own personal experience. Facing depression, facing challenges, I kept pressing into the issue. Why do I feel dejected? Why did what this person say affect me the way it did? And as I dug deeper, I found that it was because I wasn't talking to myself all along. As allowing society to talk to me, as allowing my fellow man to tell me how to be. And I started to talk to myself. What is it that I want? Where do I need to go? How am I going to get there? Because at the end of the day, doesn't matter what anybody says about you. It matters what you say about yourself. So the audacity to talk starts with you, right? And I use the example in the book, and we're wrapping it up now. I use the example. Domestic violence in Jamaica is off the charts. Murder, suicide. Yeah? We had a situation recently, because we're used to hearing about the men killing the women. There was a woman that killed a man. Nobody heard about it. Yeah? But what I looked at was, why did she kill him? She was hurt. But when you look at what caused the hurt and to push her to that point to kill him, it was because she wasn't talking to herself. Because if she talked to herself, she'd recognize that there were patterns that would have indicated that this man would have hurt her. And she ignored it. She didn't value herself enough. And if she had valued herself enough, it wouldn't have gotten to a point where it boiled over. And you hear these killers say they don't know what happened to them, they just snap. The snapping comes from the pressures of life. One day you're going to be overwhelmed if you don't talk. You have to talk to yourself first. And when you talk to yourself, you'll realize, I will not accept this. Love is not just words, it's actions.
Right.
Right? And self-identity, self-love, self-value. So the inspiration is to share how I got out of depression, how I overcame the things that were a challenge. Now I can walk into any room and it could be a million people saying, look, that man is a murderer. I have spoken to myself enough to know that I am not.
Right.
And it doesn't matter what they say. I am so seated in my own understanding and appreciation of myself that I'm good.
I like that. Self-esteem, self-confidence, to know who you are,
Yeah.
not what people is labeling you to be.
Mhm.
It's all about you knowing truly who you are.
Right.
So you don't listen to what the naysayers are saying, because the naysayers is only trying to climb on your shoulder to be recognized.
Right.
So you don't give them that opportunity to be recognized. I like that. So you went through a period of depression,
Mhm.
and you have overcome depression.
Yeah, man.
So you're now in a rightful place where you can encourage people how to deal with
Yes.
depression,
Absolutely.
and that
And if you look at what's happening with the pandemic, mental health issues have gone
yes,
just skyrocketed.
yes,
Because guess what? Persons were forced to deal with themselves.
Yeah.
We were numbing ourselves with all of this interaction with social media going on. Now everything is shut down. We have a lot of divorces now. People didn't know their partners and they were forced to know their partners, and it just crashed.
Yeah.
So the book talks about the audacity to talk. And even simple things. Have you ever heard in Jamaica? Very popular. Listen, man, you must be seen and not heard.
yes.
If you take away the voice of your child, who are they?
Mhm.
And you have crippled him because he goes somewhere else and somebody mistreats him and he takes this as a norm.
Yeah.
It's a cruel thing. Our sense of self-expression must never be violated. Have the audacity to talk.
I like that. Oh my God, I gotta get a copy when the book is completed.
I'll be coming right on this program with you, sir.
Yes.
Because look, a lot of persons don't know, you have the audacity to talk.
Yes.
When I say they don't know, they see it, but one-on-one with you, man, he blows your mind. But can I tell you, I'll be right here where I'll be releasing the first copy.
And the other book.
Signing it. The other book.
The other book.
The I Am That I Am. It is the spiritual.
No, you're stepping into your spiritual journey now.
Yes, yes. So God revealed.
When did that journey begin? Because we left from Sandal, then we went to you being an author. But when did you embrace? Did you embrace God or spirituality during your season of depression, or how do you?
So it started when I was 7 years old. Jamaica is
when you
known,
were 7.
Yes, Jamaica is known to have the most churches per square mile.
Yes.
And a revelation the Lord gave me was that Jamaica is the epicenter of Christianity.
Yes.
Why? Because it's the most potent place of Christianity. Size is small.
Yes.
Poison is considered lethal based on its potency per milligram, right?
Yes.
So that's Jamaica. So at 7, I got introduced to Christianity, and you're growing up, you backslide, you come backslide. But about 7 years ago is when I really got an encounter with the Lord, and the deep experience of overcoming depression occurred just this year. I thought I had a relationship with God.
Right.
And what I had was convenience. As long as my life was convenient, I had God.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah,
take a pause. As long as your life was convenient, you had God.
Yes. So God said, look, no more convenience. Family life removed. Job removed. Church removed. I was stuck. My mind cracked. I didn't know what to do. And it's good that he did that. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. In the moment, I used to beg him, God, take me to heaven. He said, no, I have purpose for you, son. And what the revelation I got in that moment was very simple. At the end of the day, and it says it in the Bible, what shall it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his one soul? If you have gained the entire world and you don't have God, if you lose it, you're going to want to kill yourself. You're going to want to die. You're going to think your life has ended. But your life is not about the things you have. It is about God being in your life.
I like that.
Keeping it simple. No, don't want to make it too spiritual.
Right. You're also pursuing a master's degree in business administration,
Yes.
and also you're pursuing
Yes.
your master's also in divinity.
Yes.
How do you balance both of that? Because that's a lot of studying. What motivated you to want to go into business? Well, I know that you have done sandals as a tourist director. But is that what really is that a platform that launched you to pursue a master's in business administration?
It just came natural. Administration is I think the backbone of everything else. If you are doing anything and there's no administration to it, what do you have?
Right.
You know, I understand what I'm saying. Because of my management experience, it was a natural transition. The master's in divinity came up as an opportunity to study, and someone connected me to a program where, and I've written to them through my ministry to get some scholarships because it's a part of an outreach missions university where the cost is about $150 per month just to complete the masters. And I say, you know what? I'm gonna live my best life.
Yeah.
If not now, when? And if not me, who?
I like that. I like that. So inspirational.
Yes, man.
So you have decided to pursue it.
Yeah. What's the worst that can happen? I don't get it. But guess what? If I try and I get it, it's done.
Show that you're a winner.
Challenge yourself.
And that you're determined and you're challenged. In this walk of spirituality, where do you see yourself going? Because what's the name of do you have a ministry or?
Yes, the name of the ministry is Tefillah Ministries International.
What does that mean for persons who are watching who are not spiritual?
Tefillah is the Hebrew word for prayer.
Yeah.
And unlike our understanding of it in layman's term, the Jews understand prayer to be the very pulse of God. You wake up, whatever you're thinking should be directed to God. As you're exercising, as you're making your coffee, direct it to God. So it's your life force. And your prayer is your praise, and your praise is your prayer. So the foundation of the ministry is really a ministry without borders. It's an internet ministry, where an online church. And as long as there are churches out there who speak the word of God and preach the word of God, we're connected to them, where we will support them, and we're affiliated. We discriminate against no one.
I really like that. That's so inspirational. You sound like a very biblically sound young man.
Well, to God be the glory. To God be the glory. Yes.
That's sort of a great rise. But one of the things I like about you, Mr. Arthur, I like that you're a philanthropist.
Yes.
Tell us about your work within the community.
All right. So I can tell you, a very good friend of mine, Dr. Jermaine Gordon, he has a foundation, Lovers Hands. And I love this. I've partnered with him through my ministry. The project that we have is a prayer showdown, where we challenge the kingdom of darkness on behalf of the kingdom of God to cut violence, but not only cut violence from the spiritual point of view. We go into the communities and we work with the kids. We teach them how to save.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? We establish parenting workshops, tangible, realistic.
I like that, parenting workshops.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's different.
Right. And you know, hopefully you'll get to interview him. I know he'd love the opportunity.
Oh, yes.
I'll tell you his story. He actually was on the bus. Well, he heard of the story of the young man that got killed on the bus for his phone, about 5 years ago, and he was moved. He stopped what he was doing, working, and spent about $10 million of his own money going around Jamaica, making these initiatives, doing changes. Now we have a foundation that's moving forward and making and changing lives. You know, not just going and feeding young people and so on. We have programs where we're teaching our youngsters to make movies. Your very iPhone can make a movie. You know, we did
I've seen several come out of Jamaica so far, and it has been
phenomenal, right? We have a comic that was done by youngsters. So it's really about, you know, transitioning and making lives, allowing youngsters to change their lives, change the trajectory of their future.
I want to shout out to Mr. Dr. Jermaine Gordon.
Dr. Jermaine Gordon.
For spending $10 million
of his own money
of his own money to help the young people in the different communities in Jamaica. That you and him, that's very commendable of you both.
Yes.
Tell me something. Are there any more business ventures that you're currently working on?
Yes. You know, I believe anything that doesn't grow is dead.
Right.
When you think about it, if you're not growing, you know, it's dead. So a few things that we're looking at right now. I have a passion for the ocean, for fishes. So I'm doing custom fish tanks. And it's tying into what's happening with the pandemic. A lot of persons were not connecting and dealing with mental health. I have customers who have a lawyer, right? He has one of those fish bowls that I did for him, and his fish is affectionately called Paul. And if that fish gets in any type of,
It's amazing we have a Paul right here in studio today.
I'm traveling, and he messaged me a couple of times, you know, and telling me about the fish. But what happens is when we invest in something other than ourselves, you realize there's more to life than just working. You asked me, you know, what is my vision for myself and for the ministry? I intend to leave this world empty. I must pour out everything God has invested in me. You know, as we say in ministry, whatever He has written in my book of destiny before I was born has to be poured out. Anyone I come in contact with has to be impacted positively. I have nothing to keep in. I must pour out of myself into others. Persons, there must be the life force of Miguel Arthur seen across generations. That's my commitment.
Powerful. What advice would you give to those aspiring to do to become a success? How I want to inspire those who are watching today. What would you say to persons who have started, they fell, and they're still not willing to get up? How would you want to inspire people like those?
The first thing I'll use is example. I'm not sure. I think it's Thomas Edison. I think it was his 1001 attempt at the light bulb that was a success. Any successful businessman, even those on the Shark Tanks, tells you, you never stop trying. The best lessons you get is in your mistakes. There is no mistake. It's just a learning opportunity. Procrastination is a killer, right? Fear is a killer. You never know until you do it. I remember when I stepped out doing my custom fish tanks. And when I did my first one, honestly, I never understood or thought it would work. And when I got my first $1,500, that came out of an idea. It spurred me beyond words can express, because now you realize anything is possible.
I like that. We're going to end on that note this week of Pathway to Success. You can achieve all things once you're focused, once you're motivated, once you're determined. Always remember that even if you should slip and fall, if you've tried and you have failed, never stop trying until you have achieved the goal that you have set your mind to achieve. I want to let you know in this segment of Pathway to Success that you're a winner. This week, I want you to set yourself a goal, right? And work hard at achieving that goal. And even if you made an attempt at the goal and you did not achieve that goal this week, continue until you achieve it. Because as long as breath is in your body, you're a winner. Have a great evening.
Thank you.